right, Coach, everyone had questions about who was going to start at quarterback when this game started. What answers did you have about your quarterbacks after watching both of them play tonight?
Well, I still like both guys. I think both guys are good players. I think both guys can help our team. All right, so why do you continually try to get me to say something that doesn't respect one of them? I'm not going to, so quit asking.
I hear you. Over 500 yards of total offense. What did you see from the entire unit then?
Well, I thought when we executed and did what we were supposed to do, we played pretty well. We had way too many penalties in the game. I shot ourselves in the foot a bunch, made a lot of errors on defense. We got a lot of work to do for the challenges ahead.
What's the biggest improvement that defense can make then?
I couldn't hear what you said.
What's the biggest improvement that defense can make?
Well, I think there's too many mental errors, turning guys loose. When you see somebody running open and nobody's covering them, somebody messed up.
All right, thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, it was a perfectly legitimate question. It was asked by a really outstanding reporter in a nice way. This was not contentious. This was not in your face. And for Nick Saban on that stage to treat Maria Taylor or any reporter like that is totally classless. He does not rule the world. He is a football coach at the University of Alabama. He may be the best coach in college football. He may be the best coach of all time. But when he continues to treat people like that, he loses. It was totally classless.
I agree. What I hate is that he created this situation. He could have easily said 2 weeks ago, last week, 2 days ago, Tua's the starter. And that's it, and we roll with that. Instead, he let this drag on. We all want to know who's going to be the starter. You had a 26-2 player, then you had a hot backup, and we want to know. Instead, he let it drag on and then wants to catch attitude because of the situation he created.
Look, I worked in Dallas-Fort Worth for 5 years, covered the Texas Longhorns. You were always great with the media. What do you make of how Nick Saban responded to Maria Taylor's legitimate question last night?
I was always trying to be respectful, but you're tired, you're worn out, and Nick is tired of hearing the question. That was obvious. And I think the second part of that is he's using the media to try to defend his two players because he needs both of them. We lost Colt McCoy in a national championship game against Alabama, and our backup was a young freshman that didn't have enough work. He needs these two guys to stay and to make it. So when Tua has such a great night and Jalen doesn't have as much success or playing time, he's saying to everybody out there, I love Jalen Hurts, so you all back off and you leave my guy alone because he's defending them publicly, so it'll help him in that dressing room.
Didn't you deal with this with Chris Sims back in the day? You had Chris Sims and someone else that he was competing with, and he was the star recruit.
Chris Sims, Major Applewhite. The locals love Major. Chris came in as a freshman. Then I had Vince Young and Chance Mock. I benched Chance Mock as the #1 passing efficiency quarterback in the country with 17 touchdowns and 1 interception because I thought Vince gave us the best chance to win.
But you never snapped at anybody.
I never snapped at anybody except probably Sally.
Aw.
No, I wouldn't have snapped at her. She'd have got mad at me. And we had it with Colt McCoy and Jevin Sneed. If you have two that are the same age, you're going to have it.
Yeah.
If they're both good. Jevin Sneed leaves to go to Ole Miss, leaves right before a bowl game. So we got Colt McCoy by himself, and we're moving Quan Cosby, a receiver, to the second-team quarterback. So it's not something that's unique to Alabama or Nick. If you've got two quarterbacks about the same age and neither one of them has really separated, you're going to have conversations about two quarterbacks.
We've seen.
This has nothing to do with two quarterbacks. This has everything to do with Nick Saban being who Nick Saban is. And Nick Saban has disdain for the media.
Well, and Nick can get by with things that other coaches can't. I saw Brian Kelly a couple of years ago snap at a young reporter, and we jumped all over him. I see Nick do it, and we think it's funny.
Yeah.
So Nick's in a different place with the media.